Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to another episode of the South Carolina Gamecocks Dynasty here on EA Sports College Football 25, where today we have a massive test as we head on the road to facing number 2 ranked Miami Hurricanes. It's part of a home and home. We lost last year at home 41-18 to the Canes, so now this year we travel to Hard Rock Stadium for this matchup. If you're excited for this one, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more Dynasty Mode content, as both these teams come in 2-0. And it'll be Miami starting off the football, led by Jose Jasmine, the Heisman hopeful, and wide receiver Cesar Reigns as top target. Canes start off with the football at their own 17-yard line. As here's Jasmine on the first play, he gets sacked. Obena Onwuka around the edge. The West Virginia transfer brings him down. There's a holding on the offense. Coach Rob will decline the penalty. He'll take the 2nd and 15. As we're coming off this week where we had no sacks against App State, and Onwuka getting some early playing time, gets one early. Now quickly 3rd and 14 for Miami as they bring a man in motion, but they don't get the snap off. So that's going to be a delay of game against the Hurricanes offense, and this drive's gone absolutely nowhere except backwards. 3rd and 19, Jasmine in the end zone, risks a safety but throws it away. Gamecocks force a 3 and out, and they'll get a football in pretty good territory after a decent return from Mazio Bennett as his offense takes the field. Needed to do a lot better than they did last year against Miami. As they start off on the 38, here's Wade Mann, who had a good week last week against the Mountaineers. You can see 163 yards and 2 total touchdowns. 2nd and 6, Reno dumps it off for Mann, who's going to be brought down by Malik Bryant. And it's 3rd and 4 for the Canes, or the Gamecock offense. They set up a screen for Mann, who gets the blocks. Wade Mann spins inside, gets a little bit extra yards out to the 19. Gamecocks in the red zone. John Hajrulahu gets his first carry, and he's blown up quickly by Marquise Lightfoot in the backfield, the impact defensive end, who then gets tackled down on the next play. It's now 3rd and 11. Dante Reno quickly rolls outside, fires downfield. Tight coverage, but Tyson Russell brings it in. What a throw by Reno. Goal to go now here for the Gamecock offense. They try Wade Mann, and it's not going to go anywhere. This is a tough Miami front 7. 2nd and goal. Reno keeps it himself this time, and he maybe gets 2. And now it's 3rd and goal from the 1. Reno's going to throw for it. Looks across the middle. He gets intercepted, picked off in the end zone by Kilroy. And this drive comes up empty for South Carolina. Great drive, all for naught. First interception of the season for Dante Reno as the Canes now start off at the 20. And here's Jasmine picking up 3 with his legs. Jose Jasmine, a former 5-star recruit from North Palm Beach, Florida, has very much a dual-threat quarterback firmly in the Heisman race. Quickly, though, it's 3rd and 5 for Miami, and they're not going to get it. Former 5-star Colby Boyette in the backfield stops Chris Johnson Jr., and Miami will punt. So South Carolina's 2nd drive now is the 44 of Miami. Here's a quick 3-yard hitter to Tyson Russell. 2nd and 7, Reno wants to run, but he's sacked down by a couple of Hurricanes. Kenyon Kaiser there for it, the junior. Miami's recruited very well in this series. They had the number 1 class a couple years ago, and those players are starting to pay dividends. As on 3rd and 9, Reno barely gets the ball off. That'll be a punt for the Gamecocks. Taylor Montez now in his junior year as he tries to pin Miami back, and he does just that. What a punt down at the half-yard line. As Miami backed up in their own end zone, they give it to Chris Johnson Jr., and he barely gets out. 2nd and 10 now. Hurricanes going to try the ground again, and he won't get there. Big Burley with the safety, the Appalachian State transfer, and the Gamecocks are on the board first thanks to their defense. It's 2-0, which will be the score after a quarter. A very unique score here. But hey, the Gamecocks do lead. They have the football. The defense has played good. Only 4 total yards for the Hurricanes today. But our team only has 2 points. Nothing to show for it. Start off this quarter, 2nd and 7. And toss out the man trying to get him going, but he's quickly brought down. Cameron Pruitt, the redshirt junior, with the TFL. And now it's quickly 3rd and 7. Reno gets hit as he throws. Lightfoot has destroyed Josiah Thompson so far in that right tackle spot. Another one on display there. It's a punt for the Gamecocks as we give it back to Miami. There's a quick 5-yard catch. 2nd and 5. Johnson again nowhere to go in the backfield. Colby Boyette having a great start to this game. The true sophomore from South Carolina. Now 3rd and 9 for Miami. They go draw play to Johnson. Burley with the initial hit, and he will not get close. Great job in the run defense so far against Miami. It's another punt. South Carolina still leads only by 2. as our run game hasn't gone anywhere either. Man quickly brought down, now 3rd and 2. They bring Biquette across the formation, and man won't get there. Stopped by Monty Crawford, that's Manuel Gonzalez with a TFL. So both teams struggling on offense. It's here a 3rd and 7, and Miami will force 3 and out again. Good defense by Deshaun Hemp. And now it's quickly 2nd and 10 for South Carolina. Screen to man, going nowhere. Both these offenses going nowhere but backwards, as that was a TFL for Manuel Gonzalez. Now 3rd and 14. Reno rolls outside, just tries to tuck it himself, gets something to get absolutely upended by, guess who? Manuel Gonzalez. So finally we go to the 2-minute warning, and the Canes putting together some sort of drive here as it's 2nd and 8 at the 18 of South Carolina. Their best chance to score today as Jasmine keeps it himself, and he's going to run for a 1st down. Jose Jasmine now makes a goal to go for the Canes at the 8, 5 men in the pattern. Rolls, looks, fires out the back of the end zone, incomplete. Try it again now, 2nd and goal. Jasmine in the pocket, clean, looks short, has Johnson, who outruns the defense for a touchdown, in Miami, after everything that's happened so far, is now on top 7-2. The Gamecocks, though, have a minute 17 and 3 timeouts, so a chance to do something. Is on 1st and 10. Biquette can't get off the line. Marquise Lightfoot just blows him up. Supposed to be a check down for the tight end. 2nd and 10, the crowd rocking here. Reno back to throw again across the middle. What a grab. That's Elijah Caldwell with a 1st down in traffic. Now inside a minute, Gamecocks in business. From their own 36, Reno wants short for man. He'll get something. It's a gain of 5. South Carolina uses their first timeout. 50 seconds to go in the pistol. Reno looks, man open. Is Caldwell, who just flat out drops it. It's a 1st down, but he lets it go right through his hands. Set is 3rd and 5. Reno to throw again. Looks short. And where the heck is Allgaier going? What route is that? The play wouldn't have mattered anyway, but if you watch that back, he ran directly back towards the huddle. That would have been a 1st down. Nonetheless, a hold on Cam Pringle. The play is declined. So now Miami with 35 seconds and 3 timeouts. And a chance to do some more damage. That one could have been costly, but it was overthrown. Jasmine only 4 for 8 today for 30 yards. 2nd and 10. Again, Jasmine, clean pocket, rolls to his left, gets around the edge, and he's going to get off and running. Jasmine with a big rushing lane inside Gamecock territory, bounces off to the 41. Miami will use their first timeout and a chance to get even more points. Jasmine, 1st and 10, looks short. It's got Johnson, who outruns Reeves. Johnson, one of the fastest players on this Canes offense, gets him inside the red zone. 2nd timeout burn, 14 seconds. Now you just got to keep him out of the end zone. Jasmine wants to throw, looks short, has Reigns. I haven't called his name today. He picks up 5, and Miami will just use their final timeout and go for the 3-point, 27 yards from right hash. It's up and good, and the Hurricanes will lead 10-2 going into the halftime report. Gamecocks have mostly dominated this game. The final 2 minutes have been all Miami, and they're now out in front by 8. The Gamecock offense needs to wake up. Outside that first drive, they've been non-existent, and they're losing 10-2. But they do get the football to begin the second half. They'll begin at their own 39-yard line. They go back to man, who gets a nice cutback lane. He's going to pick up 1st downs, one of his best runs today. He's got 11 carries today, only 45 yards. That was his longest with 13. Out to the 48 now. Reno wants a dump off for Biquette. Got some running room, and he's going to pick up 8. Last year's leader in receptions. You can see the numbers for Reno. 11 for 18, 67 yards, and an interception. It's on 2nd and 2. They go back to Biquette, and there's nowhere to go. Now you got a big 3rd and down. They trust the running back, and he won't get there. Man marked shy. 4th and inches. But the Gamecock offense will stay on the field. They want a touchdown. 3 points doesn't really do you much right now. As they hand it off to John Hajralu, who will get it. 1st down pickup, his 3rd attempt of the day. He's only got 8 yards, but he gets a big 1st down there. Out to the 33 of Miami. Short for Biquette, who makes a tough catch in traffic. Not his specialty, because he's hit hard by Vince Steed. 2nd and 5 now. Double A gap look for Miami. They run it. Here's Man, who's taken quite a few hits today. He's already got 13 carries. Picks up 1st down, though, at the 22 now. Reno across the middle. That's Biquette. Nice catch. Down at the 5. His 4th grab of the drive. Now it's 1st and goal from the 5. Reno rolls out. Just fires this one out of bounds. Again, Thompson having his hands full at the right tackle spot. 2nd and goal. Man tries to cut it back. He picks up maybe 1. Now you got a 3rd and goal from the 2. Reno to throw. Looks. It's got Gatling, who hangs on through the contact. Touchdown, Gamecocks. DeBron Gatling with his first catch of the day, and it's a touchdown. And the Gamecocks will go for 2 to try to make it a tie. Reno under center, drops back, has a man in his face, just running for dear life back there, and yeah, that was incomplete. Miami holds on to the lead 10-8 as they get their first drive of the second half. That was a long Gamecock possession, and it's going to go backwards. A TFL, but also a holding call on the offense. They will get Brad Fontaine on that one. So it'll be 1st and 19 now. They hand it off to Johnson, who gets outside around Reeves, and Johnson will get the penalty yardage right back. Make it 2nd and 9. 16 carries, 40 yards for him today. As the next play, it's a bubble screen, but the Gamecocks are ready for it. They bring down Trevor Grimes after only a gain of 1. Now it's 3rd and 8. This will be a big spot here for the Gamecocks. As here comes Onwuka around the middle, and he has his 2nd sack of the day. The West Virginia Mountaineer transfer getting his chance. We need more pass rush. He had 9 sacks last year for the West Virginia. He's already got 2 today. So the Gamecocks get the football back, as here's a nice 5-yard screen to Tyshawn Russell. 2nd and 5, Reno short for Beckett, and he's hit hard, but he gets the first down. Reno now up over 100 yards as they go back to the ground. It's man. He picks up 3. 2nd and 7, John Hajralu will check back in. The other redshirt freshman, and he'll have a first down. Nice cut back. And Manuel Gonzalez hurt on the play for Miami. That could be a big loss for the Canes. Red zone here for the Gamecocks, their best drive of the day. They're starting to get a little bit of momentum despite the stoppage for the injury. 6 yards on the ground for Mann. Makes a 2nd and 4. They bring Gatling in motion, trying to set up a screen for Mann, and it's going to be read to perfection. Good job by Josh Horton to get out there. And now it's 3rd and 8. They try a draw play to Mann, and he will get the down yardage. So, okay. Draw play works out. 1st and goal from the 7. This play's blown up. It's Manuel Gonzalez. Now I have some suspicions about his injury a minute ago. 2nd and goal from the 9. Reno is sacked, puts the ball on the ground. It's picked up by Mann. That was a big sack by Kenyon Kaiser. His 2nd and a half on the day. And now you got 3rd and goal from the 22. Reno drops back, and he just tries to dump it off. He gets absolutely crushed. We'll kick the 3, so we lead 11-10 going into the final quarter. As we got a tight one here in Miami. Miami's offense was non-existent in that 3rd quarter. They actually were barely on the field. Gamecocks had dominated the time of possession, but here they begin the 4th, 2nd and 8 from the 27. As Jasmine with his best throw of the day, he connects across the middle with Dante. Little bounces off a couple tackles, and Heap with a big-time wrap-up will stop him from scoring. So now out to the 48s. Johnson in motion out in the flat. Jasmine will just dump it off for him, and Chris Johnson will fight for a nice pickup of 5. 2nd and 5 now. Bubble screen. Numbers on the outside. Here's Grimes again, as Trevor Grimes will get the first down. The former 5-star from Deerfield Beach, Florida. Out to the 29. Johnson on the ground again will get 5. Only 17 for 45 today. The run defense has been pretty solid today overall. 2nd and 5, a tough grab, but it's made for a pickup of 2. Now you got 3rd and 3. They trust the ground game. This is the backup running back getting his first carry of the day, and he gets some fresh legs in there. Look what happens. Cedric Irvin picks up 9. And now Miami in the red zone with a chance to retake the lead. It's a screen out wide for Ismail, and he will spin and pick up 6. Now down at the 7 in the pistol. Another flat screen, and it's not going to work out. Reigns quickly swallowed up. And now you got 3rd and 1. Trying to spread out the defense. Jasmine will throw it. Looks left side. He's got his man on a nice route. That is a touchdown for Caesar Reigns, the former 5-star from Deltona, Florida. Makes his impact. And Miami will go for 2. Trying to make it a 7-point game as it's a quick throw, and it's an easy catch for Grimes. 18-11 now for the Hurricanes. The Gamecocks down by 7, but still got 9.5 to go. First play is a throw for Beckett, and he can't hold on through the contact. 2nd and 10, 2 tight ends in the formation. They give it off to Mann, who's just taken quite a beating today. You can see the pep is not in his step right now as he picks up 2. And on 3rd and 8, they try the draw again. And despite Mann's best efforts, it's not going to work out this time. He's got 92 yards, but he came up 3 short there. And now Miami back with the football, up by 7. This drive will start by going backwards. A holding call on redshirt freshman Andre Ogbu, the right guard, 4-star from Lincolnville, Georgia. First and 20, handoff Johnson. They try to get something back, and now it's 3rd and 12. A big 3rd down for the Gamecock defense. Jasmine, though, wants the deep ball. He's got a man behind the defense, and it's going to be a 59-yard score. Touchdown, Hurricanes. Dante Little, and they lead by 14. Jeff Rubin just got cooked on that play, and now it's dire straits for the Gamecocks. At about midfield with 4.5 to go, Reno gets absolutely crushed. Josh Horton there again. Our offensive line has just been overpowered today. There's a 2nd and 10. Reno wants to dump off, but Hajralu never gets free. And it's a 14-yard sack for Cameron Pruitt. And now the Gamecocks face 3rd and 24. Reno drops back, throws a deep ball for Gatling, who beats his man. And Gatling's going to go 63-yard touchdown for DeBron Gatling. Only his 2nd catch of the day, but both of them have been touchdowns, and that will certainly help. He beats Tyler German in one-on-one coverage, and it's 25-18. But we need to stop. It's at the 2-minute warning. 2nd and 8 here. They'll stop Chris Johnson 4 yards shy as we burn a timeout, and this play could be the game. Johnson tries to bounce it out wide. He will have the first down and a lot more. Johnson down the sideline before pushed out. But this play will not stand. Trevor Grimes with a holding call on the outside. So that'll back the Canes up now 3rd and 11. They'll go to the ground again. Johnson, though, quickly wrapped up by Vic Burley. Gamecocks run a timeout, and they get a chance now with 1:38. Reno on the first play, 1st and 10. Steps up, fires, has 2 receivers in the area. But Vernon Ryder comes down with it. And Ryder's got plenty of running room inside the 5, pushed down at the 3. And now the Gamecocks are on the doorstep of tying this one up. 1st and goal, they try the ground. It's not going to work out. Blown up by Monty Cradford. Loss of 2. 2nd and goal now from the 5. Letting some clock run off too. You don't want to give Miami the football back here. As with 48 seconds, they'll snap it. Reno to throw, looks, and he's intercepted! Picked off by Zaquan Patterson in the end zone. And that is how this game will end. No! It was the right read. Biquette was open, but Reno overthrows him. And Miami will win the game in heartbreaking fashion for the Gamecocks. 25-18 is your final here. And the number 2 Hurricanes hold on in what was a classic game down to the wire. But Reno gets picked off in the end zone twice. And the second one is the difference maker. Jose Jasmine's your player of the game. He didn't play as good as he did last year. And honestly, this team played a lot better than what we saw a year ago against the Canes. But that is a heartbreaking way to lose. The defense played phenomenal. Outside of like maybe 3 drives in the final 2 minutes of the second quarter, they played great. The offense had a hard time getting going, and those 2 turnovers proved costly, and we drop a game to the Miami Hurricanes, falling to 2-1. At least the only silver lining is this was the 2nd-ranked team in the nation, and it won't hurt our conference record. So there's still a chance we could push for a playoff spot this year. That's going to sting for a long time. Mbena Onwoka is your defensive player of the week, 2 sacks, 4 TFLs. He also gets national player of the week, so he has definitely earned more playing time off of the edge. Here are your other top scorers. You can see the Heisman leaders so far. Ryan Wingo leading the way, and there is Jose Jasmine in the 5th spot. Oregon will face Washington this week in a big Big Ten clash. And then we see Central Michigan upset the Panthers. I told you Pitt might be ranked a little high. Well, they just lost to Chippewas 24-13. And then SMU did drop to Michigan in a tough 3-game stretch to begin the year. So on Friday, Oregon did beat Oregon State in their rivalry by 14. Rice on Saturday starts off by knocking off Army. Kennesaw State beats Arkansas. They're 3-0. If you remember last year, Kennesaw State started off 5-0. They didn't make it to a bowl game. Texas swamps UTEP. Kansas loses at home to Louisiana Tech. The Jayhawks just continue to struggle in this series. UAB, the nice road victory over Georgia State. Marshall at home beats Boise State. SMU only lost by 4 to Michigan. Despite their tough start to the season, they're 1-2 and they're only ranked 13th. So good start for them. Mississippi State's undefeated. They take care of Troy. Then Colorado takes care of Northern Illinois. Liberty with a nice rivalry victory on the road against the Chanticleers. Oklahoma over San Diego State at home. Penn State beats their rivals in Temple pretty convincingly. Auburn with a nice win over Cal. Western Kentucky with a nice road victory over New Mexico State. Central Michigan we saw beat Pitt. Virginia Tech swamps their DMV opponent in Maryland. And a nice interesting clash. Alabama, though, over Ohio State. The Crimson Tide up to 4. Texas A&M knocked off Arkansas State. Bowling Green with a tough loss to Arizona at home. UMass gets a conference victory over Akron in the MAC. Texas Tech, last year's runner-up, loses at home to NC State. The Red Raiders are 1-3. ODU on the road against Hawaii. UCLA beats Rutgers by a point, so the Bruins actually win a Big Ten game. East Carolina with a nice victory over the Warhawks on the road. Wisconsin the same over Michigan State. Texas State beats Utah State at home. Iowa State over UCF. Notre Dame with a big victory over Clemson on the road. The Tigers 0-2, but are still somehow ranked a spot against Notre Dame. Houston with a nice victory over Georgia Southern. Missouri wins a close rivalry battle against Illinois. Charlotte over App State by 10. And then we see Syracuse take care of Stanford in California. Nevada over Vanderbilt. It's not a good look for the Commodores. Kansas State up to 6 with a victory over Utah. And then Fresno State gets a Pac-12 victory over the Cougars. West Virginia, the nail-biter over Oklahoma State. UConn bounces back with a victory against North Carolina. And then Iowa takes care of LSU. The Tigers start off 1-2. UNLV undefeated. They beat Arizona State. Washington, before the big clash against Oregon, it goes on the road and beats a good Memphis squad. Cincinnati over Miami, Ohio in a close one. BYU takes care of the other Gamecock team. Ole Miss dominates Duke 27-3. Somehow the Blue Devils are still ranked. Then Nebraska takes care of Ohio. Here are your players of the week. We know Onwuka, but Lester Norden of the Penn State Nittany Lions is 6 for 92 and 3 scores, while Jeremiah Smith continues to be dominant as wide receivers continue to get love in the Sims. Here's your new top 25. Michigan now ranked at 1 with a victory over SMU. I don't think they should have leapfrogged Tennessee because they did just beat Texas a couple weeks ago. But hey, recency bias at its finest. Pitt is the biggest culprit in this week to go from 4 to 16, while Clemson falls all the way to 19. And a couple of teams have now entered the rankings at the bottom of it, as there are some big games this week in college football that can continue to change the landscape. As you'll see, Oregon and Washington, we talked about that one. Ohio State now has to face Tennessee, so the Buckeyes are the tough out-of-conference schedule as they go to face the number 2 team in the country. Duke against Notre Dame. That'll be a big chance for the Duke Blue Devils to get back on track. And then Auburn plays host to number 6 Kansas State. You can't sleep on that one. This week, though, we have a big game of our own as we go into Starkville to face the 3-0 Mississippi State Bulldogs, having a much better season this year than they did last year. And if you remember this matchup last year, this is kind of where our season took a turn. We were 5-2 before facing the winless in-conference Mississippi State Bulldogs, and we laid an egg at home and lost that matchup, and then we spiraled down for a 3-game losing streak. So a chance to right that wrong from a year ago next week, as we both will open up SEC play with a chance to get a victory. And honestly, just like looking at both teams, this should be a game where the Gamecocks should go on the road and win pretty convincingly. I think we should take care of business against Mississippi State, but you never know what happens on any given Saturday. Thank you guys so much for watching this one. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. It was a classic, just ended in heartbreaking fashion. But sometimes that is the game you love. If you enjoyed, make sure you drop a like, you subscribe down below, especially if you want more Dynasty Mode content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.